Live from the Ram Cave, I'm Joe Terosian, and this is RamView, the August 20th, 2022 edition. I am really happy to be here this morning. It's the day after a Rams preseason game, and my intention was never to do this on a Saturday, but it's preseason, so we might as well get this one in because there was a lot of interesting stuff last night. It's RamView, and I usually don't do this on a Saturday, but we are here, and this episode is brought to you by Temple City Auto Repair. You need some auto help? Get some John and Henry at Temple City Auto. You can go to them on TempleCityAutoRepair.com. All right, Rams versus Texans. And Rams third team versus the Texans starters for the most part. Have you ever seen Ogba Okoronkwo play so many consecutive snaps? I mean, it just seemed like he was in there all night. And good for Ogba. You know, I'm happy for him and such. But it was interesting just seeing him play and how he was getting the best of Donald Evans, of Bobby Evans all night. And then I made a prediction in yesterday's game day Ram Cave that I thought, Rams are going to win 27-22. If you think predicting the Super Bowl or regular season is hard, try predicting a preseason game. And I was just having fun with it. But I said the Rams 27-22. So when they were going in the last minute of the game, I would have been very bad to be around if they had finished 27-24. That's close enough for me to brag and to gloat. I also said Lance McCutcheon wouldn't score a touchdown, and I was right. But I also said he wouldn't catch more than 2 passes, and I was wrong. And McCutcheon had another pretty good game. And then again, what that did was it just added to a couple of Rams problems. You saw John Wolford. Wolford didn't look bad throwing the ball, but he was sacked 5 times. He's 14 of 22, 145 yards, 142 yards, had an 82 rating. He wasn't bad. But Bryce Perkins played behind pretty much the same cruddy offensive line. His only advantage was he didn't spend much time behind Logan Bruss, and he just looked better, right? I mean, and that's the problem right now. The Rams got a problem. Perkins has legitimately played his way into this conversation and has made the debate on keeping 2 quarterbacks versus 3 very legit. And that third quarterback might not be him. That third quarterback might be John Wolford. And of course, the offensive line played horribly. Of course, they were going against more of the Houston starters, and none of those Rams along that offensive line were starters. And Wolford went down 5 times, but there was the deal. Wolford went down 5 times. The offensive line was horrible for Perkins, and he only went down once, and he kept making plays, right? And it's kind of a deal where you've got a 6'1", 200-pound John Wolford, competent, going against a 6'3", 215-pound, strong, athletic, rapidly improving Bryce Perkins. And so, Wolf wasn't bad, but Perkins overall was better. And so the Rams have a dilemma, and I don't think they'll be dealing with it honestly if they try to slip Perkins through, if they just continue to play with Wolford as the number 2 quarterback. I think Perkins has played his way. We were honking for Perkins way back in the spring that he should get a shot. He's got more upside. He's displaying that upside each and every night. And now you had a apples to apples comparison last night because they both played behind pretty much the same offensive line. The only differences were that in the first half, Logan Bruss played about 17 snaps, and then Tremaine Ankrum moved from left guard to right guard, and Chandler Brewer came in to finish the first half. Then in the second half, A.J. Akuri, a 7th-round draft pick, played left tackle, and Ankrum didn't play in the second half, but Alaric Jackson went from left tackle to right guard, and Bobby Evans played the whole game along with Joe Cullen. So it was pretty much the same offensive line. And you just saw the production, the life, the possibilities were much better under Perkins than with Wolf. And this leads to another problem, McCutcheon and Harris. And we're not talking about Lawrence and James. Yeah, Trammell, Koski, who didn't even play last night, Akers, they're gone. And Trammell's not bad. but neither McCutcheon or Harris at this point is slipping through to the practice squad. And and the Rams got a dilemma here because you don't just want to put talent out in the street. You just don't want to give away something for nothing. So again, I just see it playing out, and I could be wrong. To buy time, possibly, maybe Van Jefferson is going to go on the 4-week injured reserve. I just see it, right? And maybe possibly somebody gets dealt. Otherwise, why would you, after investing this, really, why would you just release McCutcheon? He's not going to make it through to the practice squad. So maybe keep giving him touches and looks these next 3 weeks, and that maybe some team that's desperate for a receiver might give you a draft pick for a guy that you signed as an undrafted free agent. Maybe, right? And then of course there's Jacob Harris who flashed just enough to let you know why the Rams love this guy, right? Now, if he just stays healthy, I don't think there's an issue, but that's the question: is he going to stay healthy? And so we're going to see. But the Rams got a problem, and it's a good problem. But how do you make the right call? And it's obvious with Skoranek and Atwell not playing that they are all in on those guys. Brandon Powell, they're all in on those guys. Jefferson's down right now, but they're all in on him. They're all in on Robinson. They're all in on Kupp, of course. That's 6 names right there. So what do you do with 7 and 8? And who's 7 and 8? McCutcheon and Harris or McCutcheon? But they got an issue here. And like I said, maybe Van Jefferson goes on injury reserve for 4 weeks, and then the Rams or somebody makes a deal. So yeah, Jacob Harris was a positive last night. Running down the list of positive, Terrell Burgess, I thought was far more good. Terrell Burgess looked like the Terrell Burgess that we kind of saw glimpses of in 2020. He filled gaps, he made tackles, and he was much more aggressive and assertive. He only played 29 snaps, but it's quite a bit for a guy that you would expect to be on the team. Another thing I thought was kind of interesting is Daniel Hardy only played 9 snaps, and I don't know what that message is. Was he banged up? Was there something that's going on? Or maybe Daniel Hardy is in line to make this team. Maybe. I just don't understand why an undrafted free agent wouldn't play more than 9 snaps unless, and I don't think it's because they plan on releasing him, unless they had plans for him. Kobe Durant and Darian Kendrick were solid at corner. So was Robert Rochelle. And that's really good to see. He took a lot of snaps and he played very well. Tremaine Ingram and maybe a little bit of Alaric Jackson, but I noticed it more with Tremaine Ingram, who slid from left to right guard during the course of the game. I thought Tremaine Ingram played was probably the best offensive lineman last night. And again, I think that's solidifying his spot on the team because of his versatility. He could play any place along the line. He's played every place except center. And Alaric Jackson showing that he could play some guard as well bodes really, really well. Jonah Williams, you saw the stunt, the spin, the strip sack. Jonah Williams, beyond that play, made several plays. On special teams, Jake Hummel and Jake Gervais both looked really good. And that's the question. Are you going to keep both those guys on the active roster? As far as the tight ends, Bryson Hopkins keeps standing out as a pass catcher. And then, of course, Roger Carter got a lot of snaps. And, of course, he had the special team play, so he's a special teamer. And the Rams, what they need is, besides Hopkins being the catching guy, and that's what Tyler Higbee is, and we really noticed last year, is when Tyler Higbee went out, Tyler Higbee is an excellent blocker. And that's maybe not Bryson Perkins' best game, although he did get the seal block on the jet sweep that Cooper Kupp ran on 4th down in the Super Bowl. But could Kendall Blanton, who keeps getting released every year, and we thought he had played his way into the 2nd spot, could it be possible that the Rams decide to keep Hopkins and Carter and move off of Kendall Blanton? I'm just curious. I don't know. I see Carter as maybe practice squad, but because I like what Kendall Blanton does, and he didn't play a lot. So again, he's probably got number 2 lined up. But there's a great conversation now, a little bit about Roger Carter fitting in there. Some of the negatives, the offensive line allowed 6 sacks. They didn't look good. Logan Bruss, 2 sacks. He just looked terrible. And Bobby Evans, the pressure he allowed, he's a goner. I think we have seen the end of Bobby Evans, and he falls into the category as one of the very, very few draft busts the Rams have taken. Trey, I meant to mention this in the positives. Trey Regis had a nice run. I was going to talk about the running backs. But Raymond Calais, he missed a blitz pickup, right? Did you see the blitz pickup that Ray Calais missed early on? And then A.J. Rose picked a really poor moment to fumble with Sean McVay doing his live discussion with the broadcast booth, and that's when A.J. Rose drops the ball, and that's probably going to get A.J. Rose booked and ticketed to unemployment. As I said before, Bobby Evans played every snap at right tackle. Logan Bruss started at right guard. We don't know the extent of his knee injury. Jeremiah Colon played every snap at center. Tremaine Ankrum started at left guard, moved to right guard. And Alaric Jackson started at left tackle, and in the second half moved to right guard. And after Bruss, that was after Bruss went out early in the second quarter. And then the second half, A.J. Curry, who played right tackle all of the first week, didn't look great, looked much better, much more comfortable at left tackle on last night. And so he looked well. Jack Snyder played 4 snaps. He was the tackle that was signed out of San Jose State. He played 16 snaps at center last week, and he played a handful of snaps at right guard to close out the game. I don't know if it bodes well, but Jack Snyder is somebody that can get released and probably pass right through to the practice squad. Max Percher didn't play at all, and so yeah, we know what it is for him. He's just developmental, and he's likely to get released. Cologne will get released. Evans will get released, and that's the thing. 5 more players got to go by this Tuesday, August 23rd, and the Rams still need to suit up next week in Cincinnati. And I don't think they want to put anybody else on the spot, so I'd expect him to hold on to Evans and Cologne just a little while longer. But a couple of those guys in the secondary, you're just looking at all those different names in the secondary, from Isom to Haley to Tyler Hall to some of these names to Duron Lowe, who didn't look bad. You could see them getting a lot of playing time next week, or not. I'm sorry, getting released because the Rams don't want to expose too many players. Obviously, they don't want to cut a good player, but they also don't want to play anybody next week in Cincy because, anything could happen, as Logan Bruss showed and Zach Wilson showed in New York, that people can get hurt. So that's kind of where we're at. Just an abbreviated show. Wanted to get this in and out. But yeah, the Rams got a couple of issues here that they need to deal with, and it's all good. But I definitely think Bryce Perkins has earned his way into the conversation, and in many ways, I think he's earned his way into the number 2 spot. And look for the Rams. The Rams got a dilemma at receiver. I'm hoping that if McCutcheon continues to shine out and the Rams can't find a spot for him, that they can parlay him into a 5th round or maybe a 4th round pick from a desperate team that likes what they see. So keep your eye on that situation. We'll be back Monday. You can check us out on Spotify, on iHeart, right here on YouTube. Please click on, hit like, subscribe, all that stuff. And as we continue to build our footprint and getting ready to talk about Rams football all season. All right, I'm Joe Terosian. Thank you so much for clicking on, and we will talk to you on Monday. God bless. Take care.